Those are pictures we have brought you of what's happening inside Aleppo. Let's bring in somebody, Hyde, whose family is still there, refusing to leave. And Hyde has worked for a number of humanitarian groups. We'll tell us about that in just a moment. But you spoke to members of your family last night.
Last night, yeah.
What did they say?
Well, they were extremely afraid because of what's happening. The airstrikes didn't stop for almost 24 hours. And the situation is unstable, and they don't know what is the outcome of what's happening right now.
Have they told you that the airstrikes have increased in intensity, in number in the last few weeks, as we've been hearing?
Yes, but the thing is that there are always airstrikes on that area or that part of Aleppo. The thing is that it always peaks, and this is one of the peaks. But the Russian airstrikes, since they started, have been targeting Aleppo and rural Aleppo for non-stop from the beginning, since September, basically.
You've got your parents there, your two sisters, your brother, their children. How lucky have they been to survive this long, and why won't they leave?
They have been extremely lucky that so far no one got harmed from them. Why they didn't want to leave, this is the same question I keep asking them every day. But for them, that's home, and they don't want to leave it.
Well, maybe they can't leave?
No, they can't. Now it's extremely difficult because Turkey recently closed, not recently, since March, closed the border. So it's extremely difficult, but it's still possible for them to leave. The thing is that from the beginning, they made a decision not to leave.
So how do they live their lives? How do they live day to day, get food? What do they do?
Well, basically, my sisters, they teach in schools. My brother...
And these schools are still open?
No, the thing is that they always keep changing the schools because, you know, schools are targets now, not only for the Assad regime, but also for the Russian airstrikes. Amnesty and Human Rights Watch and many other NGOs, they have documented that the Russia and the Assad regime, they have been systematically attacking hospitals and schools. What they are doing right now is to always trying to find basements here and there in order to put people in and teach them whatever they can, and then keep moving them in order not to turn this place into a target.
And we talk about the fact that these areas are besieged. I know some members of your family are in government-held areas, some are in rebel-held areas. Have they got enough food? Are they able, if they need it, to get medical treatment?
Well, it's different from one area to another. The thing is that the main concern is not food. Their main concern is how to survive. The main problem they have right now is the airstrikes, and this is the main issue. So whether they eat or not, that's the concern. The concern is how to survive, how to stay safe, how to find a safe place from daily airstrikes.
And in terms of the work that you've been doing, the humanitarian groups that you're still in touch with, do they tell you that there are places that are just as bad as these parts of Aleppo where your parents are, or perhaps worse? What?
Well, the thing is that the situation is fluid. Like, what's safe right now, tomorrow might not be safe. So the situation keeps changing. But what we have been seeing is that there is a decision from the Syrian regime and from the Russian authorities to attack all areas, whether those areas are or have armed groups or not.
Do you remember when it all started? Small student demonstration, outskirts of Damascus, I think it was. The government intervened, said it didn't like what was going on. Could you ever have imagined in your worst dreams that it could come to this?
Not exactly, but I will tell you a story. On the 25th of March, I went to the first demonstration in Damascus, and that was in close to Umayyad Square. No, sorry, Umayyad Mosque, close to Marj Square. And
remind us how many years ago that was?
It was in March 2011.
2011, nearly 5 years ago.
Nearly 5 years ago. I went there and I saw a couple of people saying, we need freedom, we need our basic rights. So I joined them. And soon after that, the security people there, and then people who were civilians as well, they started attacking people. And they attacked them with metal bars, with everything they have. Basically, at that point, I knew it would not be easy, but I didn't expect it to be that brutal.
This is a terrible question in many ways, but I must ask you this. In your darkest moments, do you think you will never see members of your family alive again, or are you still hopeful?
Well, I think there's always hope that I will be able to reunite with them and we will be always together. The thing is that the concern that some of them might die at any second is always there.
Hyde, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.